One of the questions I get the most is how to coat a screen with photo emulsion. And I get it, it is kind of one of the trickier steps, and it's all about technique and practice, but hopefully with this video I will show you enough to make your first screen coating successful. So the photo emulsion that I use is Speedball, and then the Diazo, the sensitizer on the side, and then there's your standard scoop coater. I'll post these links in case you guys don't have that. If you expose your screen or your photo emulsion to UV light, it's going to harden and it's not going to work. So make sure you get a bulb that is safe to use when you're coating your screens or when you're handling your screens before exposure, and I'll post that link as well. So the easiest way to coat your screen when you're first starting out is to use the two-handed method, and this requires you to lean your screen up against a wall and use two hands on the scoop coater. So you can see my setup here. I have it on a table and I have it secured to a wall with a little piece of wood at the top there. After you have it secured and set up in whatever situation or orientation you want to start on the back of the screen, and you want to make sure that the emulsion is even all the way across that scoop coater. You're going to want the emulsion to sit at the lip of that, at the front lip of that scoop coater. And so really take your time with this, and you can kind of see the emulsion filling across towards the left there. And once it's all even, you're going to pull upwards with some pressure, and you want to hear that squeegee sound. Once you get to the top, kind of pull it back and pinch off that emulsion so you get a nice line at the top, and it should be a nice, even, smooth line. So once you've completed the back side or the t-shirt side, you're going to flip it over and work on the squeegee side or the ink side. So what you're going to do on this side is exactly what you did on the other side. Tilt your scoop coater upwards, let that emulsion flow down to the screen and sit against the screen. So all that emulsion all the way across the lip of the scoop coater should be touching the screen, pulling upwards with pressure. Hear that sound, very important. Get to the top, roll it back and kind of pinch it off to get your nice cutoff line there. Now that your screen is coated, it's important that you let it dry in a light safe space. So somewhere dark and dry will allow it to dry and cure properly. If you don't have a dedicated photo room, you can put it in like a space under the sink, so your cabinets under a sink are usually big enough, or if you have a large enough cardboard box, you can use that as well. So you can see in this video that the emulsion is old, and what will happen with older emulsion is you'll start to get these harder bits that are in the emulsion that create these little dots and streaks. This can also happen if you have bubbles in your emulsion, so before you pour your emulsion into the scoop coater, you want to make sure that you've let your emulsion sit for about a half an hour, especially if you've just mixed it. That way the bubbles are kind of settled out. Another step that's important to do before you coat your screens with emulsion is to clean your screens. You can use simple dish detergent, like Dawn dish detergent, to degrease your screens. Make sure there aren't any residual oils on there. And then also make sure that you don't have any pieces of fuzz and stuff that you see. That darker speck on the bottom left there is probably a piece of trapped fuzz. So it's very important to clean your screens beforehand to make sure that you don't have streaks or pieces of fuzz, and then you'll get a perfect end product that's going to make a very crisp image. Thank you guys for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. It helps me stay motivated to make relevant content, and it helps me convince my wife that what I'm doing actually serves a purpose. So thank you again, and I'll catch you next time.